Oh my God, wow, the Trump administration have been separating families at the border and holding kids in cages like Nazi Germany. This has got to stop. No, all fake. Wrong again. What's actually happened is the media went down there to try and find all of that footage and didn't find it. Instead, they used footage from 2014 when Trump wasn't even a politician to make it seem like that was what was happening right now at the border. Nobody did pass a law to separate children from families, and Trump certainly didn't pass one, but the practice has been going on for a long time, as most Border Patrol and ICE agents and heads of ICE have come out and said. But it was a policy that was enforced during a Democratic administration. So Trump didn't do any of this. All he did was actually go zero tolerance and start processing families at the border as criminals and investigating them to make sure they are who they say they are, or they are actually a family and connected, because of the huge child trafficking problem that's happening across the southern border. Now, the Democrats, even though Trump just signed an executive order stopping the separation of families and keeping them together, there will be some separation still, because the law states that if you're trying to get into the country as a family, you need to be, and your stories don't match up, then you're going to be separated and investigated individually to make sure that everything corroborates and that you are who you say you are, and that your stories match up, and that you're genuinely coming in for the right reason. I am a legal immigrant to the United States, and I was informed during all of my whole immigration process that any discrepancies given on the forms I filled in, or the testimonies that I give, the verbal testimonies and the interviews I had, would be classed as, if there was any discrepancies, I would be pulled in and I would be investigated separately from my parents. They'd be pulled in too, and we'd all be investigated. Now, if they found a load of discrepancies in that and had any major concerns, then of course we'd be separated from for a long time. But nobody thinks about that, nobody complains about that. But that is just immigration law, and it's the same for most countries you're going to go into. Most Western countries have that policy, and rightly so. It's just common sense. But nothing that Trump has done any of this on the border. But the Democrats are now stopping the laws that separate families, and they're saying it's not good enough. Well, that's just smoke and mirrors, because they're doing everything they can to stop Trump from stemming the flow of child trafficking that happens across the border. Think about that. With their history and everything we know about them, about the Democrats and the Podestas and Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, all the big Democrat donors, all the big people that hang around there, all get done with paedophilia, all connected to secret organizations and these elite groups that all come out now as being paedophile and satanic cult-like systems where they co-opt people and use that to blackmail them to get them to toe the line as part of the leftist political elite. We know that is all going on, and it's no wonder with all the WikiLeaks, with Obama and his $65,000 worth of succulent hot dogs, and the Podestas with their crazy artwork and all the terminology that the FBI said is connected to secret paedophile ring terminology when they're talking about all their spirit cooking rituals and Aleister Crowley type events that they have, and they all attend, and it's all lovely and great. Look, it's liberal, right? No, it's not. They're the real procurers of the children. Look at the Clinton Foundation with all the missing kids from Haiti. For some reason they love Haitian kids. I don't know why that is, but they also love kids from all over the world, and they do it. They do it all. There's been history of it from Boys Town here in Nebraska. And that's what they do. That's their game and their gambit. And they have their publications, their leftist, far left publications, try to normalise paedophilia activity. And constantly you get them trying to drop the age of consent in European countries, especially, and they've just tried it in England. And people say, oh, that's mind-bending, they're never going to get away with that. But they always do. The PC Brigade always get away with it. They put it to a suggestion, and 10 years later it's there. Well, what's really going on here is that Trump is trying to drain the swamp. He's trying to stop the child traffickers, trying to stop the pedos, but the swamp plug keeps getting clogged with all the dirty slime, and they keep diverting you away and keep trying to say that it's somebody else that's done it. Oh, it's sexual assault, it's sexual harassment for just basic human behaviour, when they are actually responsible for trafficking kids. Look it up. Even on the completely unreliable fact checker, leftist mouthpiece Snopes, they'll even tell you that yes, the Obama administration were caught in court cases, found guilty of passing migrant children straight on to human traffickers. A large number of them as well. Who got punished for that? Nobody. Nobody got punished for that. But you see this witch hunt that they give for Trump because he's going after them? They go down there and they try and manipulate the truth and use old footage to make it seem like he is doing all of this and he was responsible. And the truth is, they're the guilty ones, and they're projecting their guilt and their blame onto Trump. And they have the full force of the media and the Democratic Party behind them. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. And as someone that's been through the immigration system and been explained the immigration laws and had to sign off on them and had to tell the truth and all that and give my full testimony and have been through federal checks and all that stuff, I understand why this is happening. And I urge you to go look at the testimonies from all the Border Patrol agents that endorsed Trump. Remember, at the very get-go, they wanted the wall, they support Trump. So did ICE. They want it too. I suggest you go look at their testimonies, at some of the horrific things they find that happen on the border, and the fact that it's incentivizing criminals to get children. All the homeless kids in Mexico, we've all seen those images, we know what's going on out there. Honduras, Mexico, El Salvador, there's a lot of homeless kids and disenfranchised kids walking around because the cartels like to kill people, and the kids are left alone then. Well then, they're taken, or they're used as political pawns or as pawns to get across the border. And the journey they go through and the abuse they go through is real. So by incentivizing that, the left are completely condoning that kind of behaviour. And with Rachel Maddow crying on the TV, oh, it's Hitler, and oh, the poor kids, you don't give a shit. You're incentivizing it by saying, everybody bring a kid. You know, Trump has now passed the law that we're going to keep families together, but you're going to be detained as a criminal and investigated to make sure you are who you say you are, and your family, and you're coming for the right reasons. But now that's still racist. It's not racist. You're all out of your minds. Stop buying into this. This is how it's always been. And Trump is trying to stop paedophiles and child traffickers so he can finally drain the swamp. He's in there with a pickaxe chipping away at the plug hole, trust me, because it keeps getting clogged and there's not much more he can do. But he baits and switches you all the time. He brings you in and says, look at this, and the media go crazy and try and blame it on him, and then he turns it back on them and says, well, it's your deal, now watch me fix it. If you can't see that that's what's going on, you need to take your blindfold off. For one, I wish Trump all the best, and I think he really is trying to drain the swamp. Good luck, Trump. Peace out.